Hi there, Capricorn. Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This is your reading for June 2019, and it's for all those with Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So what we have in the spread here, Capricorn, is we have a theme energy, an overarching life lesson or theme energy for the month, drawn from the major arcana under the wand here, which we'll reveal in just a moment. We've then drawn one card for each week of the month with clarifiers from another deck. And even though they're sort of in monthly order, we may not necessarily read them that way. We'll see how it comes out. We have two cards here for love and romance, and we have two cards with for work, job, or career. Some of these have other cards behind them because they came out as a set of two or three, and I like to keep that because it's usually means there's more to that part of the story. So let's go ahead and reveal your theme energy for the month of June 2019. We have perspective. So this is from the Star Child Tarot deck, and it actually is the equivalent of the Hanged Man and the Rider Tarot deck. So we have that energy appearing twice this month for you, so it's obviously quite a strong theme. So, perspective is all about shifting your viewpoint, seeing something from another direction, another perspective, so that by doing that, you become more enlightened about the situation, or you get growth, you get an insight, you have an aha moment, and through that it allows you to transform. So perspective, or the Hanged Man, is the card that comes before death in the tarot deck, and death is all about transformation. So we could see perspective as the precursor to transformation. It says to me that if you are able to see things from a new perspective, change things up a little bit, shift your viewpoint, then you have the potential for transformation. It can also mean that at the moment, you're a little bit suspended in that energy. Perhaps you haven't sort of decided one way or the other. You haven't shifted your viewpoint just yet. You're sort of waiting. You're waiting to come into action. And I really feel like this is the month that it's all coming into action. That's for sure. Yes, I know you're probably all looking at the tower there and going, "Oh gosh." But let's not fear the tower. It's a good omen, and we'll get to that in due course. So let's start at the start here. So Eight of Cups, first week of June. Let's just have a look at the energy that you're sort of coming into at the beginning of this month, transitioning out of May. So right, here we have, guys, time for justice. Justice, the card of Libra. You could be even dealing with a Libra here. We have you walking away or retreating, withdrawing from a situation that wasn't fulfilling you emotionally, wasn't making you feel good, a situation where you felt like you had, most of everything lined up, but there was just something missing. Something wasn't quite completing the picture for you, didn't feel quite right. And when you get that feeling, you just can't get past it. And sometimes you just can't put your finger on what that is that you're missing. But, you can only stay in that sort of uncomfortable energy for so long where, you sometimes need to cut your losses with your sword of power and step away from it. But I think there's been, decision making for you whether to actually step away from the situation. I think you've sort of been coming and going a little bit from it. But either way, this situation has needed something to modify in it. It needed to be an adjustment that could have been made. I think if there was that adjustment, if you found that missing cup, if that person, completed the picture for you, then you would have stayed. Then you wouldn't have walked away. So definitely something going on here with not the full picture. Just wanted to resolve that situation, pick up your sword of power and move forward. So the justice also talks about, I've got the balance indicator there. So you just weren't feeling balanced. You weren't feeling like the scales were even. Could have been a power play in the situation, whether it's work or romance. Something felt out of balance for you and made you feel out of power. It can also indicate with the Justice card here that there was some legal resolution that needed to happen, something wrong with a contract, needing to sort out a work contract or sign new work contracts, divorce papers if this is you walking away from a relationship, prenuptial agreements if you're walking into a new relationship. Either way, some sense of adjustment or justice coming in for you at the start of the month here. And I feel that through leaving the situation and getting that justice has been a very positive thing for you. Got 10 of Crystals here, equivalent to the 10 of Pentacles. A really strong card of abundance, a really strong card of actually getting everything that you want. So if we have, the 8 of Cups here talking about not having all the cups in a row and something missing, the 10 of Crystals is opposite to that. The 10 of Crystals is having the beautiful home, partner to grow old with, pets, beautiful garden. It's really having everything lined up. It's having all the abundance. So I really think this is meaning two things. I think if you are going through legal proceedings and things like that, it'll work out fair. It'll work out in your favor. Even if it doesn't seem to work out in your favor, there is greater abundance waiting for you in your new situation. I think if you're walking away from and leaving a situation, it means that this is your omen, that it's the right thing, and that yes, there's a greater situation, more to be gained somewhere else further down the track. And in the second week of June here, we have awakening energy, potentially learning something about the situation that brings everything to light. So, this might be where you get the sense of what you were missing in this situation. If it's something that you couldn't put your finger on, maybe it's something that you didn't know about the person, skeleton in the closet, something they didn't disclose to you or something like that. Either way, I feel like there's a strong potential for you to actually find that out this week, in that second week of June. We have the 8 of Crystals, which is the, like the 8 of Pentacles here, which really is about sort of learning and engaging with the situation. So together it could be, sort of awakening to some kind of insight about that situation. Judgment's also that card of last call. So it's like, what are you really going to do about the situation? Are you really walking away, or are you going to stay in it? Either way, I feel in this week of the month, you'll be feeling probably quite vulnerable, like these people here. I mean, look at them, they've dropped everything. This might be how you're feeling emotionally. You really feel like you've dropped everything, for the situation. You've basically, bared yourself, and, you're really sort of asking the universe to enlighten you on the situation, what you should do next. But what the universe is really calling you to do is to take a totally different perspective from the situation. You need to be creative and see things from different angles. Maybe consider things about this personal situation that you hadn't thought of before. I think that's the key to what was missing here. Okay, third week of June. Got a little interesting energy going on here. What I'm hearing is calm before the tower. Not the storm, because it may not be, as bad as what we're thinking. But we have the Page of Wands here, clarified with the 4 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. So this is you getting ready to be victorious for sure. The Page of Wands is all about, discovery, broadening horizons. He's adventurous, and he's also a free spirit. I think this is where you're sort of thinking, well, I'm just ready to get back into my free spirit energy. You don't want this anymore. You really want to move into your power. But you know that there is a hurdle to cross first. You know that there's something coming. And with the 4 of Swords energy here, that's all about, taking time out, contemplating, resting, meditating. I really feel like you are sort of preparing yourself for everything to go down towards the end of June. And, I think that you'll be victorious. 6 of Wands, a card of success, card of victory, ties back into our justice energy here. Also a card of public recognition, others saying, hey, you're doing the right thing, you're on the right journey, you're on the right path. I think you'll have support around you this week. And, you know, it's just that energy of getting ready, taking time out to rest where you may need it, and sort of even dreaming about what you want moving forward. Okay, last week of June here. Okay, we do have a little bit of a dramatic situation going on here. We have the World with the Tower. Okay, guys, so something big is coming in for you this month towards the end. Tower moments, you know, a lot of people sort of see the Tower and fear it, but what we need to keep in mind about the Tower is it is actually a blessing in disguise. It's your silver lining, because what it is it's the universe stepping in to shake things up for you to get you back on your path. And it can often come in if you sort of may have not been kind of following the little signs or the seeds and synchronicities. Maybe you haven't been following your intuition about a situation, and so you know, it escalates. The universe has to send you stronger and stronger signs so that you heed the warning. Basically, it needs to pull down your tower, because ultimately it was built on a shaky foundation anyway, so it only really takes one bolt of lightning to knock it over. Coming out together with the World card here, for me, this strongly means it's karmic. So the Tower moment absolutely had to come in to, you know, for one, put you back on the right path, because potentially, you know, you weren't on the right path, or it was starting to sort of, you know, go on too long and hold you back from other growth and other spiritual lessons you needed to move on to. And two, it was just time for it to end. I think you probably got all the learning that you needed to out of that situation, so it's time for you to move on to other life lessons. You see the character in the World card there. She's jumping through the karmic hoop, so she's jumping from one situation or one life lesson into the next. So this is your sliding door of, okay, we've learned everything we need to from this situation. Tower needs to come down. You need to jump through the hoop into another reality, into another situation. This one's definitely completing. There's that strong energy of completion with the World card as well. It's the last card in the tarot deck, so it's got that strong completion energy about it. And funnily enough, we have the Eight of Cups here again. So yeah, it's really, I think it's that omen of, you know, now is that time to walk away. It is that time to leave, to let it go, to let the Tower crumble. You know, there's that message with the Tower of not trying to rebuild it, because if you try to rebuild your tower, you'll only find yourself having another Tower moment a little further down the track, and it could be more chaotic, you know, more hurt, more pain than the one that than if you just sort of addressed the situation in the first place. So yeah, definitely something happening there. It is time to move on from that situation here with the Eight of Cups. Sorry, I just bumped the camera there, guys. And I don't think there's any accident here that we have double 8 energy. So 8 being the number of mastery and power. So it lets you know that, you know, you've mastered this situation. It's time to move on, and it's time to step back into your power, because it's likely that this, you know, situation was affecting you energetically before that. So let's look at your love cards, guys. Hanged Man, needing to take a new perspective in love. And under this little pile here that came out together, we have the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. So a few different things going on here. Two of Cups, obviously strong soulmate or twin flame energy. So I think that you were dealing with someone who you really had strong chemistry with, strong magnetic feelings. You really feel like they are the one for you. But with the Two of Pentacles here, there is a situation of being out of balance in that relationship. So that could potentially be that there was, you know, once again, a power struggle in that relationship. You know, things not sort of seeming even. Maybe that feeling of, even though you feel like they're soulmate energy, there's just something that's not quite there for you. With the Two of Pentacles, it can even indicate, you know, them juggling you with other priorities, whether that's work or even another person. Either way, I think it's really affecting you from, you know, feeling the feelings that you really need to feel. This Ace of Cups energy, feeling overflowing with love. You know, I think that you really need to shift your perspective on the situation and see it for what it really is before you can move on with it. The Hangman, you know, asks you to surrender to this situation as well, and surrender to, you know, what really needs to come into fruition. So, you know, the Ace of Cups does talk about the potential for new beginnings, but aces are pure potential, so they don't sort of really just drop out of the sky and something happens without action. There does need to be inspired action following through with that. So, you know, if you do want to sort of take this relationship to the next level or pursue it, I really feel that something needs to change. Someone needs to change their perspective, bring their focus back onto the relationship, because there's like with that Two of Pentacles, there's energy being divided somewhere else, and you can't sort of nurture and grow a relationship if you're not both fully present on it and focused on doing that. So there is some strong love energy here, guys, with the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups, but there's also some opposing energies as well. So really need to take some action there, you or your partner, to bring that back into balance. Let's go to your work and career cards. So what have we got here? The Hierophant with the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, so the Hierophant really is about questioning your faith, especially questioning faith in institutions. So with work, you know, that could be that you work in a place that's quite traditional, and, you know, you can't sort of really impose your own sort of ideas and creativity in that situation, and that's, you know, really making you feel burnt out or tired, you know, literally left out in the cold here like these people. It could also pertain to, if you're a student, to the realm of, you know, university degree or studying that is, once again, you're not really feeling fulfilled in it, or you're at the stage where it's sort of dragging on and feeling making you feel quite burnt out. I think the Hierophant asks you to reassess that against your own values and asks you, which way do you really want to go? What do you need to do in your work situation or study situation to bring you fulfillment and to bring it into alignment with your true values? And I think, you know, with the Five of Pentacles here, the answers to those questions you can get by going within. You know, the light is always within, and, you know, you might feel out in the cold at the moment, you know, left out, a little bit starved of what you need, but if you go within, I think the answers are there for you, and that will be you know, by doing that and reassessing, you can end a situation that's not serving you anymore or making you feel literally, you know, tired, burnt out, chronic fatigue, that sort of thing. You really need to sort of shift things into your own power to align with your values to get rid of that energy. So, you know, if you're in a work situation, that might even be, you know, could you arrange working from home so that's more of a balance, so you can get to be a bit more in your energy, less tired out, that sort of thing. So you need to explore new options to make your work or study situation work for you better. And, you know, we have that with the Eight of Wands here. So the Eight of Wands can be a message coming in, a divine message. So you might get an insight as to how to change that situation. It could also indicate travel. So you may need to travel for work, and that might sort of inspire you in some way, or inspire that change for you. It can also indicate swift change. So we had that Ten of Swords under there. So it can mean that, you know, when you decide how you're going to shift things up in your job situation, that the energy changes really quickly. And I really see you, coming into your power and feeling a lot more fulfilled by your role. So interesting energy there for work, guys. Definitely the potential for some change. So Capricorn, that is your June tarot reading. There's some big things coming. It's building towards the end of the month. Don't fear the Tower moment. It's there for a reason. Big karmic shift. Remember to look at things from different viewpoints, different perspectives. Try, questioning things, challenging things, looking at them in ways that you haven't done before, because that's where the key to your awakening lies. And through that awakening, there's greater abundance waiting for you. So feel free to comment on the video if it resonated for you, Capricorn, keeping in mind these are general readings, so not everyone is going to find themselves in this situation this month, and we'll see you for another reading in July.